YouTube, man? Today I'm back with you guys, with the nation, for another video. And today, man, I had to bring this one to you guys because, as a matter of fact, free agency is closing in quicker and quicker as we speak, man. Free agency is less than a whole month away, man. We are less than 28 days away from free agency, and we know how big free agency will be and can be for this upcoming season for the Las Vegas Raiders. But as usual, as you guys always know, before I get into today's video, I have to give a big shout out to my guy, Icy Nate, who's always coming in clutch with these thumbnails, always showing love and support to the channel. So please, if you can, go check him out at YouTube on his YouTube at Icy_Nate. Show him some love, show him some support. But without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Now, as you can see by the title and thumbnail, and as I just mentioned, free agency, it's upon us. So we need to find a way to make money. We need to find a way to go out and be able to maximize this offseason as much as possible, right? With the likes of J.C. Jackson on the market, Devontae Adams, possibly trading or maybe signing a Brandon Cooks, Allen Robinson, all these big names, right? All these big names, Dante Jackson, Stephon Gilmore. We want to be able to maximize this roster and maximize the potential we can actually have going into the 2023 season or 2022 season, I should say. And by doing so, you can help out and get the Raiders some more bread with these five players that I have to bring with you guys today. Now, starting on this list, Carl Nassib. If you were to cut Carl Nassib, you do in fact save yourself almost $3.1 million. You are saving yourself, let's just round down, $3 million. As we all know, we start free agency heading into the period with just under 20. This guy right here, boom, all the way over $20 million with just one cut alone. And I will tell you this, that you guys will like this. With just these five guys, you go in with 30 million. With potential a contract extension on Derek Carr, you could be heading in with over $50 million, and that's before you get compensation for the Ruggs money. Possible that you can get some compensation for Damon Arnett. Highly doubt it that we'll get some money for Damon Arnett, but look out for the Henry Ruggs one. You possibly can make close to $6 million with Henry Ruggs, but Carl Nassib, would you guys do it? I will have to say this. I'm talking about saving money this year, talking about saving money this offseason. Now, I do have to mention this. If you are to cut Carl Nassib, you do go into the 2023 season having to pay Carl Nassib $5 million. That is the dead cap hit that we must take. It does suck, but at the end of the day, you're saving money now. You're able to put that towards your future this year. You're able to put that towards talent and potential this year. Would you guys cut Carl Nassib? In my opinion, you do. Now, kind of the opposite. Denzel Good. We're still in the trenches. I know you guys may not like this. I like Denzel Good. This one would suck in my opinion. I really don't want to have to cut him, but that $4 million, almost $4.2 million price tag with, and I'm saying with, no dead cap. So if you are to cut him, you save straight up $4.1 million, no money in 2023, and no owed money in 2022. So you are saving up $4 million, and just with two players alone, that's $7 million right there. You can save going into the free agency setting. This could look good. Now, something about this, Denzel Good, very versatile. I love Denzel Good. He's a guy that played tackle. He's a guy that played guard. He played everywhere besides center and left tackle, right? Or I think he might have played a little bit of left tackle. I don't remember in 2020. He might have done it. But as we all know, after a stellar 2020 season, he got that extension with the Raiders, got hurt, blew out his knee against Baltimore. And I know some of you guys may say, well, we have him for another year. Why not use him? That's the hard part, you guys. He's already over 31 years of age, blowing out an ACL, and on top of that, you have to take into consideration he played on the ACL after it being torn for a whole drive. I understand that's pretty badass. That's what you want in the Raiders organization, but I'm sure that didn't help the recovery process at all. And if you're telling me that you can save almost $4.2 million on cutting Denzel Good, I'm sorry, once a Raider, always a Raider, but it needs to be done. Now, next guy on the list, somebody who going into this we high for possibly could have been the middle linebacker number one, but I always had my hopes and praises for a guy like Nicholas Morrow, who is now a free agent. But neither of those guys ended up playing. Nick Kwiatkowski, due to injury, he did not see the field. But Nick Kwiatkowski, with him comes dead cap. So you can save $3.2 million this year and take that into this offseason, but you would have to get hit with $5 million in the 2023 season. So with Carl Nassib, with Nick Kwiatkowski, you would be hit with around 10 to $11 million already going into the 2023 cap pool. I understand that in 2023, the cap space is going to be pretty up there. We're going to have over $100 million in cap, but we don't really want to do that. And with Nick Witkowski and the next person I'm about to talk about, you could save more money a different way. And I'm going to talk about them right now. That goes by the name of Corey Littleton and Nick Witkowski. So as you can see on the screen here, Corey Littleton, you can save $1.7 million with cutting him, but the bad thing is going into 2023, you have to bite the bullet on Corey Littleton, and that bullet is going to taste like 14 million dollars. Okay, so you do go into this offseason getting an extra almost $2 million with Corey Littleton, but you're kind of doing what we did this year with Rodney Hudson, right? We saved a little now, but we still had to pay Rodney Hudson. We basically paid Rodney Hudson to play in Arizona, and that's kind of what you'd be doing with Corey Littleton. But the reason why Nick Kwiatkowski and Corey Littleton are so interesting is because there's something called a post June cut. Now, obviously you want to have the most money going into free agency, right? Because that's when all of the guys are on the market. Nobody has yet to be signed. You want to have the most money. But let me tell you this, the Las Vegas Raiders can cut Nick Kwiatkowski and Corey Littleton post June, and they'd save over $18 million. And that $18 million will go towards this year, and your dead cap would only be around $9 or $8 million next year. So you're saving a lot more money this year. But the bad thing is that you're not going into free agency with that $18 million that you were able to save off those two. Now, I understand in the long run it's better overall, but by the time it hits June, teams are already going to try and be building their roster. The draft would already have been done, combine done, free agency not done, but the talent that was once there when free agency opened is no longer there. But we all know, I mean, Richard Sherman, Casey Hayward, KJ Wright, all these guys didn't get signed until the end of free agency, right? So there is a lot of talent there still left once it does hit June. You do save a lot more money with Corey Littleton and Nick Kwiatkowski post June cuts. But the thing is, you do have to wait. Top guys are already, done. Contracts negotiated, signed with other teams. So let me know. Would you guys wait after June? Save much more. Also save much more in the future as well. You're not taking as big of a pay cut in 2023. You are still taking around $6 to $9 million with them, but it's nowhere near the same amount. Keep in consideration, Carl Nassib has dead money that you would have to pay in 2023. So if you went into free agency with cutting them and only receiving the $3 million and the $1 million off of Corey Littleton, yes, you're going into free agency with that money already ready to go. But with just Carl Nassib, Nick Witkowski, and Corey Littleton, that's over $25 million in 2023's cap for guys that won't even be here. That is not good money management, in my opinion. I know the Allen Robinsons and the Devontae Adams probably by June won't be there, but overall, it's about the better of the team. And Nick Witkowski, Corey Littleton should be saved to June, July, around there to get cut and to be released from the team because you save more money that way. But at the same time, you're not hurting your next season in 2023's cap pool, right? And the last person I want to talk about is a guy who made a name for himself this off season, right? In camp, got a lot of airtime with our coaching staff, with John Gruden and Greg Olson. They talked highly about this guy. Frankly, I don't see it. I don't see it with Dylan Stoner. You could also save a little bit more money if you cut a guy like Kendall Vickers. You save around 800. $75,000 instead of $825,000. But look, man, Dylan Stoner, you save $825,000, almost a million, no dead money. It goes straight into your cap. Why not, man? I don't see him being on this roster. I'm not a fan of Dylan Stoner. I would have much rather have saw the Raiders put a guy like DJ Turner out on the field the same amount of time they put Dylan Stoner. But hey, I'm not the one managing this roster. But for this video, I feel like I am. Now, like I said, Raider Nation, Carl Nassib, Denzel Good, Nick Kwiatkowski, Corey Littleton, and Dylan Stoner. Those are my five guys that the Raiders should be looking into potentially cutting. Specifically, Corey and Quit post June. You don't want to take on that much money in 2023 with just three guys, okay? I know you guys might not agree with that. I know some of you guys will, but that's how the cookie crumbles in today's video. Raider Nation, always in the comment section down below, let me know how you like the video. Let me know what kinds of videos you would like in the future. But Raider Nation, like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I'm out.